the Rowdy Fighter. And welcome back to my channel, and again this is Mikeratto, and well, our topic for today is the Rowdy Fighter, the Ronda Rousey story, which today we're going to discuss her WWE run, which it only lasted for a year, though we aren't sure if she's returning or not. But as of now, we're going to talk about the storylines that actually occurred in that year. So here we go. Well, before that, we're going to discuss her one-off appearance in WrestleMania, which is in WrestleMania 31, I think in 2015, which she had a segment with The Rock confronting the Authority, and there's a thing on her future, and people speculated, will she compete in the WWE? Well, she's also a successful UFC fighter. She had a lot of victories on her arsenal. She's a person you wouldn't mess with. She's the one who fought a lot of women's division in the UFC, and she defeated most of them brutally, and but there's a lot of wrestlers also who came from WWE who also went to UFC, such as Brock Lesnar, Batista, CM Punk, even Ken Shamrock. There's the guys who actually competed in both worlds, in MMA and in pro wrestling, which a lot of wrestlers also comes to the WWE after their UFC career, or actually competed in MMA, such as Matt Riddle, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, and Cain Velasquez. There's the history of that, and we're going to the story. She's also a part of the Four Horsewomen in the UFC, which also WWE has their version of the Four Horsewomen. In 2018, she debuted in the Royal Rumble, which Asuka won the Rumble, and she debuted on the night to point at the WrestleMania sign, which is actually speculating what is she doing here, what will happen, and the storyline begins with her, Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H. In the story, Stephanie's actually talking about Ronda Rousey being her friend and all of those stuff, and what actually led to her debut and all of those stuff. And then Kurt Angle, he is the Raw general manager who's actually being berated for weeks or months with the Authority, and they have segments of that. And then it slowly built to the WrestleMania match, which is Ronda Rousey going to a table, so on and so forth. And at WrestleMania, she was praised because of her performance. And what do I mean by that? In her WrestleMania match with Kurt Angle and Triple H versus and Stephanie McMahon, in the mixed tag team match, she saw a lot of moves, and it was promising, especially when a celebrity actually from the other world, which she came from MMA, going into WWE and performing well, just like what they did with Bad Bunny this year at WrestleMania, which he actually performed well. Ronda Rousey, on the other hand, performed well, and she had a lot of matches after. It's not a one-off appearance. The storyline between them ended, and Ronda has her going to challenge for the Raw Women's Championship with Nia Jax, which is she failed on her initial match because Alexa Bliss has her cash in and causing a DQ, and then the two had their storyline, and then they had this chase of mouse and cat, and then all of that, and then Ronda Rousey being suspended, and then Mickie James was attacked by Ronda Rousey, and then so on and so forth, which Ronda Rousey initially won the title in the same year as her debut. which elevated the title more because a former UFC fighter also won the Raw Women's Championship. Yeah. And in her Raw Women's Championship run, it was actually long, and she has a lot of matches. There's a dream match also with Becky and Ronda back in that time because Becky with her heel turn and so on and so forth. Which yeah. But before that, we're going to discuss also the Survivor Series in 2018, which was Becky Lynch was supposed to compete in that match, but because of the real life injury that actually happened on the Raw siege, I think something like that, when the SmackDown wrestlers attacked the Raw wrestlers during when they're actually building up their Survivor Series pay-per-view, which Nia Jax accidentally hit Becky in the face, which is actually she was bleeding, and the match was suspended and she was replaced by Charlotte Flair. And then you see Ronda Rousey's viciousness here, which and then she had a lot of matches in Raw and Evolution. She also had a rivalry with the Bellas. So and they tried to tag team her also with the Bellas, which you all know what happens with the Bellas when they return in the WWE. They gathered massive amount of booze. So that's only my observation and possibly also my opinion. Ronda Rousey, she is actually dominating this year. And she made her statement also in the end of the year, also in TLC 2018, when Asuka, Charlotte, and Becky had their triple threat match for the SD title, which Ronda Rousey cost the title for Becky and Charlotte, allowing Asuka to win. Why? Might I add, because they're building this. And then Becky also at the same time, she was the most over person in the women's division. She actually transitioned from her old gimmick to the man gimmick, which at first they intended her to be the heel in the storyline versus Charlotte Flair, but because of the people liking this new gimmick for Becky, and at the same time their dislike of Charlotte Flair's initial pushes, Becky became this anti-hero, which later on WWE just they give up on making her the heel, they make her the anti-hero babyface. And also by this time, people are starting to compare her to Austin, to Stone Cold Steve Austin, which in some fans that didn't sit well. For some, it's cringe. For some, that happened. And Becky Lynch won the Royal Rumble. For Ronda, she had a match with Sasha, with Bailey on Raw. On the Raw roster. That's going in for them. And after Becky Lynch winning the Royal Rumble, they had a segment which Becky challenged Rousey into a match, which at first people thought it was the initial Survivor Series one-on-one match that actually was cancelled because of the injury. But later on Charlotte Flair was added because reasons. And also in the build-up, Charlotte actually won the SmackDown Women's Championship from Asuka, making the match at WrestleMania a title for a title versus the Royal Rumble winner. So the triple threat match happened at WrestleMania, with these three having these segments. So the match at WrestleMania happened. Charlotte and Ronda had their special entrances, with Charlotte coming up from the helicopter. Ronda has the singer singing for her during her entrance. And in that match, it was actually controversial because, well, the ending of the said match with Ronda's shoulders actually being up. But at the same time, well, after that match, well, Ronda, well, she didn't compete anymore for the WWE. I'm not sure why. At first, they were actually thinking of the pregnancy rumors in the internet, but until now, well, she's not coming back to the WWE. I'm not sure why. So, yeah, I'm not sure if she's actually pregnant by now or not. So, whatever it is. So, here's our video. I hope you all like it. Like, comment down below, share, subscribe, and subscribe. And again, this is Mikeratto. And wow, peace, take care. Subscribe.